What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today. Actually, you know what? So this video should be going up on Friday, which is the day that I am flying out to the LAN event in Italy to play some MX Bikes. Well, I'm playing it on Saturday, but we fly out on the Friday. So I thought it might be a good idea to try and get some last-minute Supercross practice in. Bearing in mind it's going to be on the TM, so it's going to be a little bit iffy anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up the Supercross qualifying times from last year and see if I can beat the laps. Now, I've practiced on majority of these tracks since they released, and I think the new OEM bikes are much, much quicker than the bikes we rode during this championship. So it should be easy enough to beat my qualifying time usually. However, I'm not sure how that'll work on the TM. So we're going to go through 2 or 3 different tracks today. The first one I want to try is San Diego, which was round 2. And the reason I want to try this track specifically is, if I remember, I had a really hard time getting through the whoop section on this track. I was riding the Fantic back then. Everyone else was on the Yamaha. I was trying to be a little bit different. And I didn't have the best of times. So if we go over here and we go to the qualifying times overall, where on earth did I qualify? I qualified in 6th with a 57.5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself like 10 minutes or so. I'm already preloaded in on the track. If it switches over, please switch over. Thank you. And I'm not going to go too deep into settings, because I'm actually kind of working and with other people to try and get some good suspension settings, because this bike's absolutely fine everywhere except the whoops. The whoops are the biggest thing. So I thought, you know what, let's go to the track that had the biggest ones all season long and see how it goes. I'm going to go over and set a track marker, going to spin some laps, and hopefully we can beat that lap time that I ran originally. For all of you passionate gamers, you can now get 20% off all G Fuel products worldwide by using code LINS at checkout. And for any of you motorheads looking for some new drip or apparel, use code MXPR_LINS15 fxrracing.eu to get 15% off. All links and codes are in the description down below. Enjoy the video and drop a cheeky little like and subscribe. Right, so with a 57.5 to beat, I think what we want to do first of all is do what I do actually in normal qualifying, is try and run a banker lap. So we're just going to go around the track. I want to try and find my footing, try and remember how big all the different sections were, and really go from there. This was a small little triple into the corner. Yes, it was. And then this was triple, and then you could quad single, but I've jumped a bit too far, so we're going to go double double. And for the 250 guys, they really hated this rhythm section here, because, oh god, you go triple triple, you then quad and downside here, and then you double into the corner. That quad was impossible on a 250. People were having to go on-off, which was quite funny, seeing people just scrub the absolute life. This berm here was the most useless berm of the season. Everyone just tucked inside and just hopped up and over. Same with this one here, inside again. But one thing that I struggle with quite a lot on this TM as well is trying to turn sharp but fast at the same time without tucking the front end. The front end seems very sensitive. That went through the whoops incredibly well. But it's kind of what I've noticed at the moment, at least in my testing of this setup that I'm running, is I can get through the whoops most of the time, but very slowly. Like if I check up a lot of speed and I make sure that I hit each and every one individually, then yeah, I go through it no problem. But I want to also be able to go through them really quickly if I need to. And that's the challenge. But that might not be something that I want to do here. The whole point of this is just to get some good practice in, try and get some flow going. Got the quad that time, which was nice. This double triple here can be a little bit tricky too. You saw I overjumped the double a tiny bit there, which made me almost case the triple. We hugged the inside. Big old triple, came up a little bit short, but it's fine. I do remember on that left-hander there having a lot of grief with the Fantic front end back in the day. Did not have a good time with it. But I'll tell you what, I'm actually really, really surprised at how well that's tracking through there. Not the fastest whoop section in the world by any means, but you know what, it gets the job done. And you know what, since I crashed, or I didn't crash, since I cased that finish line, so I'm actually already on a 57.9 within the space of 2 laps. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. So let's try and go a little bit more tryhardy, try and hit corners a bit faster, try and scrub some jumps a little bit harder than I have been, and see what sort of time we can run. I do not feel good flat tracking at all. Those two flat corners feel so bad. This lap feels okay so far though, and if I remember correctly, what we was doing is actually hugging the inside here before the finish and like cutting our distance down. But I'm actually going to go for another one because that wasn't a bad landing of the finish line either. And the lap, like it was a clean lap, but it wasn't super quick. So let's see. Oh, I don't want to go that tight. That caused the exit to be really slow. Yeah, flat corners and whoops, I think, are the pain points on this bike for me. I think it goes through rhythm sections like quite well. On berms, it feels super grippy. Of course, running those medium tyres, which seem incredibly OP. I'm finding all sorts of new rhythms that I never thought would be possible on the old bikes. No, this lap's in the bin now. We'll carry on. We'll carry on just to get to the end of it. Who knows? The last lap that I've done might have ended up actually being quicker anyway. Let's try the outside here. What's it like? It's really not bad, but I just feel like it gives you so much unnecessary speed going into the Dragon's Back that you just can't really do anything with it. I tried channeling my inner skills there to see if I could wheelie through the whoops, but that was a no-no. So did I get closer at all? Oh. I beat it by 1.5 seconds after, I mean, this was me just casing the finish line jump a couple of times in a row. That's actually really surprising. I'll try a little bit more. I want to see if I can get under a 56, see if I can get into the 55s at all. Look how much speed you can carry in these bowl turns, man. It's actually disgusting just how grippy these tyres are. To the point where it's almost silly. And this is 110 on the rear. This isn't even the max 120 that you can run. Just fully cranked over. Scrub that. And it's not too bad. That came up a little bit short there. You have to jump into the corner anyway. Scrub that bad boy. And then try and stay a little bit lower on the quad. Scrub the double to the inside. Oh, no, I overjumped the double in. Oh, it's alright. We're still going. Try and hug this a little bit tighter than I did. Oh, let that fine, lovely. Try and hug this tight too. Oh, up and over that. Scrub this double. Try and stay on top of the whoops. No, got into them. I think I tried going a little bit too fast. The front end dipped down, and that was game over there. Oh, that's so frustrating. That was a really good lap up until that point as well. I kind of want to finish the lap off to see what my ideal lap time is, because there's no way that first sector wasn't my fastest split up to now. And of course, I get the whoops okay on this lap too. Oh man, that's annoying. What would that have been? Oh, 55.7. I was absolutely schmoving up until that point. God damn. Oh, so I actually got too much traction. I just end up getting off the back of the bike and looping my Larry, basically. God, that was so nice. I downsided everything so perfectly in those 2 sections. Annoyingly, I didn't get the very first rhythm section right, so it's going to cost me a bit of time. But if we get a good run through the whoops, we'll see what this lap time could have been. Please have a good run through the whoops. It's good. It is pretty damn good. Gonna hug the inside. Oh, front end tried going on me there. I had to back out of it a little bit. And what was that? That was a 1:27 because for some reason it didn't count my lap time properly. Oh. That's a little bit annoying. I can't lie to you. Depending on what this first sector would have been, if I compare it to this lap time here, so it was basically the same last sector. It was 0.2 quicker in this, so it would have put me on like a 56 flat. So it could have been really close. Right, this is going to be my last attempt at a lap, because I don't want to get into the awful routine of just trying to go for hot laps all the time, because that's not really what I want to do on these bikes. I do want to still have a sense of consistency. And I know that if I go into the mindset of just trying to go as fast as possible all the time and crash in 20 laps in a row just to get one good lap, that's not what makes you improve. You know, you've got to just try and be smooth, consistent, run back-to-back laps, and that's what I'm trying to do on this bike. I'll double to the inside, try and stay low on that double, tap the back brake, whip the bike to the side a little bit so you extend your time in the air. The handlebars are trying to dig into the ground. Let's be gentle in this flat corner because I'm really struggling in it. That's fine. Oh, we're a little bit tight here on the inside. This could cause me some issues. It does cause issues because the bike did not want to get going in a straight line afterwards. It's not the end of the world though. I mean, we beat it literally on like attempt 3 or 4 once you take away all the crashes on the finish line. So let's move on to another track. Right, so Houston was another track that had a really big whoop section, and there's actually some big lines on Houston. It's round 4, there's like big quads in the middle, and obviously like massive whoops that I struggled with. I only qualified in P12 for this event, so I was down horrendous with a 53.6, which was over 2 seconds off of Hurls at the top. So we'll see how long it can take me to beat a 53.6. I'm hoping not very long, because as I said, these bikes can hit quads very, very easily now, so I'm hoping these big lines should be no problem at all. Right, setup has been loaded, respawn has been spawned too. Let's see how this goes then. Right, I'm going to do another just nice, easy first lap to try and relearn the track again. Not sure how this bike's going to handle sand too much, if I'm honest, so we're going to take it nice and easy through there. Lovely stuff. How big is the Soupy Triple? Not big at all. We're going to have to scrub that quite hard. Careful. And then scrub our way through the triple. And then this next rhythm section is the one that caused some grief. So we've got a little roller that we have to try and scrub speed off of. We then go quad. And then I was going triple, double like this. But you can go quad single into the turn. And then we've got some very, very brutal whoops here. So hopefully... Oh, there we go. We can get through them. If I remember correctly back to the race, that's about as well as I was hitting them anyway. So even on the old bikes, they were quite difficult. So we'll see if we can get any better runs than that, or if that is kind of what we're looking for. But there's our banker lap done. So let's see what we can do. Let's try and go a little bit faster this time. Did that just say... Oh, 54.4. I need to get a 53.6. I have no idea why I thought that said it was a good lap. Oh, I'm such an L. I don't know. I shouldn't have stopped. I thought I'd beaten it already. Let's go. Let's try again. Attempt number 2. Oh no. Oh dear, oh dear. I'm gonna have to try and find a way of soaking up that roller, because I literally just jumped into the face of the very, very first jump, which is what caused that issue there. These bikes have so much speed, man. Like, I think it's because of the grip and the slingshots that you get coming out of the corners. They are a little bit of a handful, which makes me very interested to know what the scaling is going to be like for next year's Supercross. Because we're just going so much faster now than we ever have done before. I'm very intrigued to see what happens. Just barely tagged the back end. Oh, that's so frustrating. I thought I was going to get away with it, gapping over that, but that is a no. One thing that I've noticed on these bikes, they're not big fans of jumping into berms. So you see in real life, if they have to single into corner, they'll kind of like jump into the berm and then turn down in the berm and go again. These don't like it. It really does mess up with your centre of gravity. Like, you get a little bit of a weird wobble going on. So in corners like this, I have to be very, very conservative in the way that I jump into the corner. It's not a problem at all. You can overcome it. It's just trying to get that muscle memory out of your head. And the handlebar shakes are really, really, really off-putting as well, Can I get it this time? I landed it a little bit better. Oh my goodness. Oh, now I've jumped too far. I just can't get a nice happy medium. Oh my goodness. I've had like 7 attempts or so now, and I've literally had 1 lap that actually I didn't wad myself on. Maybe I'm trying to go too fast. Like I literally said a little while ago, I didn't want to get into that trap of trying to go too fast everywhere. But now I can't even make it around the first sand section. I'm actually quite struggling on this track. Really, really difficult. Ah, oh, there we go. Surely we get the quad this time. Up and over. Nice and easy, no problem. Now I just got to try and survive the whoops. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, God, that's so bloody slow, man. Just, I feel like I'm riding a plank of wood, so there's just no give at all. If you hit one bump slightly fast or wrong, it just yeets you forwards and then dips you through the rest of the whoop section. Thankfully, I'm not alone in my thoughts on this bike. It does seem to be a Lisp bike specific problem. Like the other bikes, you can kind of tune the suspension around, and my lap didn't even matter anyway, because the timing in this game is so broken, it doesn't recognise when you start a new lap, it continues it from the last one. So we done a 1 minute 20-second lap time rather than the 50 or so seconds it actually was. So hopefully it's reset now, and we can go and get an actual one. But this will probably be the lap now that I crash. Let's see how this goes. A little quad. I didn't get downside it nice enough, so I've got to go triple double. It's not like a massive time loss, but it's enough, you know? You still want to be hitting the big lines. Got through that a little bit better, although it still was not clean by any means, just bouncing my way around. So double, double, triple, pulling tear-offs every 2 seconds, even though it's just me, myself, and I on the track, no one in front of me. Let's just go again, see if we crash. I did beat it. Pitboard says 53.2. So I beat it by about 0.4, which didn't feel like a great lap by any means, but I think it's purely just based on the corner speed for these things I'm gaining all that time on. We'll carry this lap on just because it seems fairly fast. Scrub. Oh, I'm getting a little bit front wheel low. Let's scrub this. A little bit too hard. You know what? We're going to send the quad anyway. Tap the brake. No, didn't go over it. No, we'll leave that there. That's getting a little bit too painful. So a 53.2, I only beat it by 0.4. I'm sure if I spent another 20 minutes or so, we could beat that. But that's not the point. We want to see what I can do in a fairly short amount of time. So that's probably the last Supercross practice that you're going to see of me, at least. I'm going to try and schedule videos for whilst I'm away at the event anyway. But by all means, if you're about between, say, I want to say it's like 2 p.m. till 4 p.m., whatever time zone Italy is in on Saturday, then by all means go over to Twitch and give it a watch. I can't remember if it's on Narvo's channel specifically, or if it's on Init Esports, or if it's on ECMA. Just go to the MX Bike section. You'll be able to find it. And yeah, wish me luck, I guess. So that'll do it from me. A little bit different of a video, but practice is definitely needed. So I'm going to be doing that as much as possible. And going to love you and leave you. Peace.